Hello, Linda. How are you this morning or this afternoon?
Good. Thank you. And the boss is away, so that leaves us in charge.
I know we're not supposed to tell anybody that he's off doing honeydews, but I was supposed to say anything. Now, Matt's a good husband, a good father.
He is. Yeah. Mine's out planting palm trees today. And he knows we're here.
He says we gotta behave. Oh no.
I'm coming to everybody from Palm Bay, Florida, and it's in the 90s and there's not a cloud in the sky.
Well, I'm in Leesburg. I'm in my sunroom, which has some skylight, so I can look up, and even through the dirty windows, I can see that it's cloudy, a little bit gray, but it's about 88 degrees here, so it's a nice, and the humidity isn't terrible yet, so that's good.
Yeah.
If anybody can tell me how to get up 15 feet to wash the windows and those great big skylights, let me know, because I haven't figured that out yet. So I pretend that it's not there, that dirt.
So we had a great weekend.
You did?
Yeah. Weird. We did our Wrote It Home.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, we had some great classes. We had some lovely feedback, emails, and everybody seemed to have a really, really good time.
Yes, it was great. I, as Linda, also popped into a few of the classes just to make sure everything was going okay. And then I also got to go to Julie Silber's lecture and on funny quilts in the funniest quilts in America or something, whatever the title was. But it was delightful. So,
and you took a class.
Oh, I did. I took a class with Linda J. Hahn, and I went over to my friend's house who was also taking it, and I got there, took my machine out, and my machine wouldn't work. I have never had that happen, but so I have to make a trip to the sewing machine hospital and get my little machine fixed. So I have an appointment for next week. So it's not like I don't have another machine, but my travel machine, I want to keep it in good shape. So it's always a good thing to keep your machines well oiled and well maintained, because
that's for sure.
Otherwise, you drive everybody else crazy next to you because your machine doesn't work. So that was great. Yeah.
So we have a guest today.
That's great.
We do. And if you've been to a quilt shop and you saw those row by row,
yes,
offerings, well, we have today Janet Lutz, and she is the powerhouse behind the row by row experience, which is now Quilters Trek. And she's coming to us from New York State. And we know that they just had a thunderstorm go through. So join me and welcome Janet Lutz.
Hi, Janet.
Hi, Stevie, Linda. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I personally have bought for myself and for friends the row by rows all over the United States, because I before COVID I traveled a lot.
Right.
So I have a plastic tub full of them, but love the license idea too. I think brilliant idea. How did you get there?
Well, it's kind of a back end thing. It was a happy accident, let's put it that way. I own Calico Gals, which is a quilt shop in Syracuse, New York.
Okay.
And 10 years ago, wow, it has been 10 years now. I actually owned a second shop in Oswego, New York. Now, Oswego is right on Lake Ontario.
Okay.
And a lot of people drive through there going to their summer holidays, etc. And they would drive right by. And I thought, what can I do to get them to stop into my store while they're driving right by? So I thought, well, I'll offer them something. I'll give them something for stopping in. And at the time, New York State did not have a shop hop that was statewide. You know, a lot of states do have those really cool shop hops that are across the state. And I thought, well, maybe I can combine those ideas. And that's what it started out as, was row by row experience just in New York State, just with 20 stores.
My goodness.
Yep. And that's what it was the first year. In 2011 was the first year. Just 20 stores is all we had. And the very next year, we still did it in New York State. I really wasn't even thinking beyond that because it was an experiment. I didn't know if people would stop. We found out they did. Obviously, you can attest to that. And then other shops started hearing about it. I didn't really have to do much marketing, and they wanted in. So other shops in other states were starting to think, why don't we do something like that? And I thought, well, let's all play together. How cool would it be for quilters to have no borders? That wherever they went, they could play this game and their rows would all fit together. And that's how it got going. Really, it did. It grew really fast. Within 5 years, we had over 3,000 stores. Wow. Every state, every province in Canada, and a half a dozen countries in Europe were participating.
Wow, I didn't know Europe was involved.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, you could go into Europe too and get them. And then, of course, pandemic hits, right?
Right.
And row by row is a travel event. At that point, we had sort of transitioned to the idea of being Quilters Trek. We wanted to freshen it up a little. So last year we took and thought, okay, if we can't travel, what can we do? And I know everybody, Road to California, every quilt show, every quilt shop, every business had to kind of think about that. What do we do that's different to keep our business going? So we added the online piece. And now, Stevie, you don't need to travel to collect those.
But I want to travel.
You still can. You still can. So here's the cool part. When you are traveling and you walk into a store, you get that pattern for free, just like you did back in 2011 when we started. If you decide you want to, you can't go there. Say you've seen one in Hawaii that's absolutely the most beautiful one and you have to have it. You can go to their website and order it as a kit and get the pattern that way too.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
what have people done with the row by rows when they finish the block? Do they put them together in a quilt or they put them on tote bag? What do they do?
Yes. But so we made a challenge. You know, I looked at things like shop hops and I thought, well, in shop hops you can win a prize just for showing up. What if we honored the people who actually made quilts? So we challenged people to use a certain number of those that they collected and finish a project, a quilt. And if they did, they could bring it into a participating shop and win a prize. Wonderful. And that part is still happening. Yes. So we see a lot of quilts. I mean, literally thousands and thousands of row by row and Quilters Trek quilts are out there. Every year we have a theme to make it fun, you know, and you probably remember some of the themes that we did. One of the most popular ones was row by row H2O. And people thought, what? The theme is water? How can water be a theme? Well, that was so cool because everybody has water near them. And they went everything from drinking glasses to waterfalls to raindrops to ponds next door. Everyone had a different theme. It was really, really fun.
Absolutely. Sounds wonderful.
This year, our theme is Pop of Color. So Quilters Trek theme is Pop of Color. The quilt shops are designing their rows, and they can be squares too this year. They're designing them mostly in neutrals and adding a pop of color. Oh. So think about how interesting the projects are going to be this year. I'm really looking forward to what's going to come out of that.
Yes. Well, I do. I have a son that lives in Maine, so I go from Virginia to Maine frequently, and I drive.
So there you go.
Well,
and
I'm gonna have to
what
start
quilters
stopping
do,
by.
we want to stop at quilt shops, right?
Yes.
That's what we want to do while we travel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Linda certainly is the pop of color girl too. So
There you go.
he's going to relate to that one.
Colors. So when you guys have questions for Janet, you can start popping them into the chat so that she can address them. So the Quilters Trek pop of color, that's the focus. Is there any other like little sub things going on?
Well, it's really up to the shops. They can be creative as they want to be. They can interpret that theme in any way that they want. And then, of course, the quilter can also interpret it any way that they want to. So some of the shops are actually playing off the word pop. I've seen some cool things like champagne bottles and fireworks. Pop bottles. If you say pop where you're from.
Yes.
That's the Midwest.
Yeah. So this year, the dates, Linda, it starts on June 21st, which is the first day of summer, because this has always been planned as a summer event, and it ends the last day in August. But the challenge goes on through the end of September. So people have time to collect either while traveling or while shopping online. They have time to collect and create their project and get it into a shop to win a prize of 15 fat quarters. And each shop is giving away 2 prizes this year. So we have lots of winners.
Very nice. Very nice.
Wow.
Well, who came up with the idea of the license plates? Because I thought that was great. Or was that just a 1-year thing, or did that continue on?
No. So thanks for bringing that up, Stevie, because I almost forgot to talk about something that we're doing this year. The license plate came up with, they're called fabric plates because they are license plates printed on fabric. Yeah. And that was Deborah Gable from Zebra Designs. Now, Deborah, I was at Quilt Market, maybe the 2nd or 3rd year of Row by Row, and I saw her display, and she had those on display there. And I thought, wow, what if we combined that with Row by Row? And again, like you said, the rest is history, because shops designed their own plate, and you probably have collected a few of those too.
I have. Yes, I have.
So now,
during Quilt Festival, I work for Bowen, which is a French needle company.
Yes.
And I recently bought from Ginny Byers' store some plates so that I can make some small bags for them. And I can't remember what exactly the plates say, but something about being in the United States. And so I'm going to make those as gifts for my French friends in the Bowen booth. So very excited about that.
Most of the shops continue to sell them, even not during Row by Row or Quilters Trek. When you walk into shops, there's a good chance you'll be able to find those fabric plates.
Yes.
But we added another piece to it this year. Actually, it started last year, and those are fabric tokens. So there are 7 different tokens for every state or province.
Okay.
And the only way you can get them is when you purchase a kit for the Quilters Trek, and you will get it randomly. There are also golden tokens tossed in there occasionally, which all you get is bragging rights and a golden token, just like the fabric plates. They're fabric, and they're a 2.5-inch square. Okay. And they're super collectible. People are trying to get them from every state. People are trying to get all 7 from their area. But it's totally random. And many shops are creating their own tokens that are specific to their area. So there's a bunch of bonus tokens too.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. You know, some people travel to go to every Major League Baseball stadium in the country. Wouldn't it be more fun to go to every quilt shop in the country?
Yes. I like the way you think.
My husband's wallet would be burning a hole in his pants.
I'd have to go without mine.
So how many people are involved in this? This sounds like it's a big operation now.
It is. It is. We don't have as many, the pandemic kind of took us back. So we have a few hundred shops participating this year. But the good thing is that you don't need to travel to the shops anymore. So you can still go online and see your favorites. There's several Facebook groups that are out there too, and Facebook pages. There are swap groups out there. It's a whole culture, Linda. Row by Row and Quilters Trek is a whole culture. How many? I have no idea, because it's bigger than me. I've kind of lost control. Not that I ever really had it. I always feel that Row by Row tapped me on the shoulder and said, yeah, you do this. That it really had a mind of its own and where it was going. But I did want to tell you, Linda, we have something called a shop finder. And actually, Stevie, you will find this very helpful, because when you're traveling on the road, you can pull it up on your phone. It's right at the quilterstrek.com website.
Okay.
We have a little video if we can show that. See if they.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. There's our logo and our pop of color. And what it does is it helps customers find the stores. So you're just going to go to the Quilters Trek website and click on Shop Finder, and it will bring it up. And what you can see here in this little video is you choose, oh, maybe I'm traveling in Virginia, or in this case, this person was traveling in North Carolina. So they're going to search North Carolina. It will bring up the list of participating shops. You'll be able to see their design right on there.
Wow.
You can see all the designs from all the shops, and zoom in, of course, which ones do you love? These are some from last year when we made the video. And then you can find out some more details about the shop, actually see photos of the shops. And then, of course, there's a link where you can get directions on how to visit the shop, or a link directly to the shop to order their design. So it's super handy for consumers who are traveling or shopping from home. You can look at it on your cell phone, or you can look at it on your desktop or on your laptop.
That was a beautiful, beautiful website.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
So what do you do in your spare time?
I run a quilt shop, right? Which, of course, has had its own challenges in the last year.
Yes. I know. I can imagine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're far away from Road to California, and it's always, I have good friends who live over in that part of the country. And every year I think, this is going to be the year that I get there. This is going to be a year, because I mean, you know, you guys are on the East Coast also. The reputation of that show is literally worldwide.
Right. Yes. I think Linda and I both enjoy our association with the show. I've been associated with them pretty much from the beginning of the conference.
How long is that? Can I ask?
20 years.
Okay.
So, yeah, and I probably yeah.
Linda, you were in elementary school, right, Linda?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's where I found her when I hired her the first time to teach.
My daughter's not on here. For the longest time, she thought I was 29. She believed me.
You're not? You're not 29?
No, some days I think that's what my IQ is, but not my age. I can't get away with that anymore.
Yeah. So Jill would like to know, when will the kits be out?
The kits are going to be out June 21st. Thanks for asking that, Jill. Right. June 21st is when all the fun starts, when you will be able to start ordering online or visiting shops to get the free pattern too.
That's fantastic.
Good, Shirley. Oh, and then we had some folks that were happy with their classes. Excellent. You made my day.
Good.
You made my day. So, any more questions for Janet?
Well, Janet, can you describe your quilt shop a little bit? I mean,
sure.
Would you feature a particular type of fabric, or?
I think we're pretty eclectic.
Okay.
You know, it's a sad thing to say you try to be everything to everybody, because no quilt shop can be that.
Right.
But we do try to carry something to keep everyone interested, and we do sell sewing machines, and we are in Syracuse, New York. So if you have any idea of New York State, Syracuse is right in the middle. We're 5 hours away from that big city over there. But we are also right where the two main highways of the United States cross, and that's Route 81 and Route 90 cross about 2 miles from our store.
Oh, wow.
So people going in either direction, if you have to go there to get here, you're going to go by Calico Gals. And we do get a lot of travelers in our Syracuse store. You know, we had to, I keep hearing that word pivot, you know, everybody had to pivot, and we had to do that too. We had a very healthy classroom that was constantly busy. We were open 7 days a week for 17 years.
Oh my.
And then we were closed for 5 months. So we had to come up with new ways of doing things like you did. And we started doing live shows on Facebook, and we've had a whole lot of fun with that. And now we've reopened our classroom with lots of social distancing. So we only have room for 4. Decided to create an upgraded experience where students don't need to lug their machines. We've got machines set up for them to take classes, and we're just starting to redevelop that. We also have the hybrid piece where you can join the class in person, or you can dial in by Zoom to sew along with the class and get some tips that way too.
That's a great combination.
Well, it's challenging.
Well,
but
I'm
we're
sure,
learning,
yes.
right? We're all learning is
Yes.
what we're doing. Yes.
Yes. We understand the challenges with online classes at times, with both from the teacher's perspective and the students.
Exactly. And I try to talk to our students and say, what can we do to do this better? You know, how, and they're learning too, just like you said, the students we're all there. We're all there
Right.
together.
Right. Well, we have to be. And that's part of what I think is so wonderful about the quilt world is that, especially it seems like this pandemic has brought the whole industry together tighter.
I have to agree with you on that.
People are more sharing of how you do things and that sort of thing from the technical, not necessarily from. Not I don't know what I was saying.
No, I agree with you. I think it started with the whole mask sewing thing and the number of people bringing their sewing machines out for the first time in years and getting familiar with the community, let's say that, the quilters community. And how cool is it that everyone was wearing our fabric on their face?
I know.
I know. Oh my gosh, who could have even dreamed that would ever happen?
Well, who would ever think we'd have a shortage of elastic of all things? And toilet paper, but the elastic was the big holdup.
Yeah,
so Jill had a question.
If you don't live close to a quilt shop, how would you get the pattern? Good question, Jill. That's what's changed for it now. You can actually go on. You'll have to purchase it in a kit. So if you don't live close to a shop, you can still get it, but you'll be buying a kit. You can get it if they have it on their website. If they don't, you can give the shop a call and they will ship it out to you. So shops, we're giving them the option to sell in any way that's comfortable to them to sell their kits, either online or through social sales like Facebook sales. They can do over the phone. So it's still for brick and mortar quilt shops. You're not going to find any online only stores participating in Quilters Trek, but they are offering their products online now.
Yeah, and it is really important to support your local quilt shops because, you know, those are the folks that are going to help you if you're in a jam or, you know, does this color go with this? And how do I miter a corner or how do I do something? Those are folks that are going to help you. You know, and it's really important to support our industry.
Right.
Thank you, Linda.
If you don't support your local quilt shop, you won't have a local quilt shop.
It's so true. And we have lost quite a few.
Yes, I know.
But there are still quite a few out there, I can say.
Yes.
So you may have to hunt for them, but they are there. And I'm also pleased to say there have been several new shops that opened and have opened this year. So I think that will probably build up again. I don't know. I shouldn't predict that, but
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yes, because it certainly is a wonderful thing to be involved with. But yeah,
I mean, it's fun, right?
Absolutely.
It's fun, and it's fun to go with our friends to quilt shops.
Yes.
We enjoy the hobby of quilting. I mean, you too, obviously, and it also becomes part of your business that you do, and the same for me. But the fun of the hobby of quilting, part of that is the shopping.
Yes.
That's a fun part for all of us too.
Yes. And you don't say to somebody, what are you going to do with this fabric?
Okay.
Yeah, I said to a clerk one time, I think that's an obscene question.
None of your business.
That's right. I'm gonna go home and pet it.
Put it on display and look at it.
Yes.
I love Shirley says that 3/4 of her budget goes to her local quilt shop, Villa Rosa. Oh, that's a great shop. Yes.
Yeah.
Jill would like to know if you're signing up more quilt stores.
We are always signing up more quilt stores. You can send them to the quilterstrek.com website, Jill, your local store. And yes, Southern California, definitely. We're taking the quilt shops that want to be part of it. The rules are so simple for shops. They basically have to be a brick and mortar shop and design their pattern and get the kits ready. So it's a simple, and the information is there on the website.
Right.
Love to have more Southern California shops. Love that.
Oh, yes. Well,
Yeah.
Southern California is a special place. Except during an earthquake. We all have our issues. every location.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I do miss the weather there. It's yes.
We have claim to deep snow here in Syracuse.
Yes, I know you do.
Hurricanes.
You get the hurricanes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we get the tail end of those too, but it's
Hurricane.
it's wonderful. Wherever you are, you take whatever you can do to make the best of where you are, because that's we like happy people. So, Linda, do you have any more questions?
I don't have any more questions. Does anybody out there have any more questions?
Okay.
When we're done with the program, I'm going to be on there looking for some shops in Florida that I
Me
could go to.
too.
Good.
Me too.
Thank you.
So we hope our viewers don't crash your website. We'll all be on.
It's happened before, so
Yes.
we can deal with it.
Yes. Yeah, we understand that problem. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you very much for
Thank you so
coming
much.
on.
Thank both of you for having me. This was really fun.
Yes, it certainly was. So, all right.
Okay, where are we going next? We're going to Stevie's got something to review for us.
I have this. Oh, am I supposed to wait for that little thingy job that you did, Jillian? That you.
Yeah, we're on the ball.
Yes, we are. We have a winner for our book on the with a mini wonderful curves book. That's from the So Wonderful.
Oh, who was that?
Her name is Sherry Pascaguilo. At least I think that's how you pronounce it. And you're going to receive an email today asking you for your address so that I can mail out that book to you. As soon as I get my husband to do it. No, I can do it, but he will do it. Okay, but and I hope I pronounced your name right, Sherry. Yes, if in the past, I hope the next winner's last name is Smith or something like that I know that I can pronounce. Yeah. But Sherry Pascaguilo, I think, or Rillo, you are the winner, and I know you're going to love this book because I love the book. Okay. So today I am going to review another book from Fox Chapel, because Fox Chapel has been a wonderful sponsor for It's So Road. This one is called Fat Quarter Workshop, 12 Skill Building Quilt Patterns. It's written by Stephanie Slobing. This is the book. All right. I will admit that when I looked at this book title, I'm thinking another book on fat quarters. I'm not a fat quarter buyer, so maybe that's why I responded that way. And I did a real quick look on Amazon Books, and there were 16 books currently being offered for sewing fat quarters.
Wow.
So I'm thinking, okay. And then I decided that probably the reason that you should be buying these fat quarter books is if you look through the book and you find a pattern that you absolutely love. That's why you should buy the book. Then I started reading this book a second time, and it's called 12 Skill Building Quilt Patterns. But what it's really building is not so much quilt making skills as it is working with color, because every single quilt pattern, there's 12 patterns in the book. Every single pattern, she's got little tidbits on how you should use color. And I can read one of these. It says, to make your fabric stand out, choose prints that are in high contrast to your neutral backing or background. Background. And she's so right about that, because here's the quilt that goes with that. And you can see that if she had used a darker, more darker fabric or a background fabric that had a lot of pattern in it, you would lose the beauty and the intensity of this particular fabric line. Throughout the book, she used different fabric lines for each quilt pattern, but that doesn't mean you have to. And if you like the coloring, you can certainly pick out, go to the quilt shop and pick out similar colors, but it doesn't have to be from the same line. So, and here's another pattern, which is Mariposa, or as I prefer to call them, papillons, butterflies. So yes, I would recommend, especially if you're a beginner, or if you are a type of person that is having issues pulling colors for a quilt. I think there are little tips in this book that will really, really help you. So recommend it. Fat quarter workshop.
I like bundles. I like fat quarter bundles.
Well, I was trained by the late Doreen Speckman, who always said, if you don't like a fabric, you buy 3 yards. If you like it, you buy 10 yards. She was a large personality and believed in buying large quantities of fabric. So I tend to buy yardage, and I do have a fairly large stash, but I still buy fabric. But anyway, so yes, I would recommend this. And we are giving away this book, and there will be a Google form for that. There it is. So if you follow that link and sign up, one of you is going to win this book.
Ready, set, go!
Yes. And you too can have fun.
Yeah. So, my goodness, we have coming up, don't forget, I think it's June 23rd. That's going to be our special spouses episode. And you're going to meet my husband, Stevie's husband, and Matt's wife. And you will be able to ask them questions, or you could send them in ahead of time about what it's like living with us. And they'll tell you about, I guess, each of them. Maybe Jen will share her cookie recipe, and I know my husband will not give away any of my recipes.
Shake and bake. Those of you who attend Road to California know that my husband's voice if nothing else, because he does the public announcing at Road. He's the voice of Road, but he also introduces the lecture people, and he does the daily drawing, which is his favorite thing to do. He looks forward to that all year because people get so excited when they win a sewing machine. So so you will probably recognize your voice if you are an attendee. And we'll have to get Matt to or maybe his wife Jen to tell us how he proposed, despite what she wanted. They're a great couple. They are.
And we're even going to, if we use your question on air, we're going to send you a free PDF pattern as a thank you and an incentive. And you want to think maybe like the Love and Marriage game or the Newlywed game for the questions. So we're going to have fun with that. And then we have our behind the scenes producer. If you're taking a Road at Home class or a Road in-person class and you call the office and you hear that voice, that's our producer. She's behind the scenes and she's fabulous. She does a tremendous amount of work. And we're going to bring her on and talk to her about what she does. And that would be Jillian Reese.
Yes.
No comment from Jillian.
And we hope that that show goes well, because Matt's going to be the producer, and that could be interesting.
So we'll have some role reversals.
Our lectures and classes all set for 22. The answer to that is yes and no. What we did is that when we sent out, now Road actually had a show in 2020. But when we sent out the contracts for the teachers for 21, which of course was canceled, we put in there that they would reserve their time so that they would be available for a show in 22. Now that didn't happen with all of them. Things happen with life, but it's pretty much set. We have a few holes in the schedule, and we'll be working on that in the next week or two. I mean, it'll take a while because it's not just finding the people. You've also got to put them in the correct classroom. If somebody is painting on fabric, you're not going to put them in a machine supplied room. So it's a little bit of jiggling. But yes, we are working on that, and also be working on the classes for the sewing show, which will be right in front of Road to California. So yes, we're working. Okay, Jillian, we have some. Yes, July 1st. Now, normally you guys are used to registering in July. This year, you're going to register in August. So to give us a little bit of extra time. And also the show is going to be a Wednesday through Saturday show. So we've moved it up and eliminated the Sunday dates, although there will be a couple of classes on Sunday. So big, exciting changes, but going to keep it still the quality that you're used to having.
And we're excited. Oh, that's from Con. She was in my class too. Hi, Con.
Yes, she was. She had a sewing machine that actually worked.
I hope your quilt's done and you're going to show it next week, because our next segment is our showcase for quilts that were made in any of the prior Road at Home or Road to California.
Yes. In fact, I think we have 2 of those this time, don't we?
I think we do.
Oh, I think we're supposed to, on our schedule, this was made by Cindy. And the project is the Star Wedding ring. And she said that Judy Niemeyer taught this challenging paper-pieced quilt many years ago. Unfortunately, Judy is no longer teaching in person, but she has many certified teachers that can teach or are allowed to teach her patterns, and her patterns are wonderful. I love the way that light green makes this quilt top just glow. It's, wonderful, wonderful value placement. So congratulations, Cindy. You did a great
beautiful
job.
Very beautiful.
Yes. And look at that, the binding being not a straight binding. Boy, you're right. That is a challenging project, but congratulations. You finished.
Next. Okay, I found it.
Okay.
This is from Bobby. And the project is Diamonds on a String. It was paper pieced using scraps. And this is from a Heather Kojan class. So that had to be one of the Wrote at Home classes.
Right.
Yeah, so this is beautiful. Heather's a great teacher. She's so much fun.
Yes, she is.
So much fun. And this is very pretty. I like scrap quilts.
Yes, this is a great scrap quilt. Lots of depth, nice rich colors, and that white offsetting the colors really is effective. Really beautiful. Really beautiful.
Oh, we have a question probably for you, Stevie. If you were a VIQ eligible in 21, will that carry over to 22?
There is no pre-registration, if that's what you were asking. So I think the answer to that is no, because people who signed up for the 21 show, their registrations are still in the system, and that they were allowed to do the pre-registration, which is what some of the volunteers get credit for pre-registration. So, but since that already happened, we're not going to carry that over for registering for the 22 show.
So it's going to be really exciting to.
Oh, I can't wait! I just can't wait.
Yeah.
The highlight of my year is being able to get back to California and see all my friends and
me.
Oh, yes. Well, you're a friend.
Oh,
Even after Linda also teaches Zoom, and I did a Zoom class with her this morning for the first time. So I will let you know tomorrow if she's still my friend or not. If I can't get out of bed.
Yeah, I got some of my Zumba girls on here. And then Jill's on here, and Denise is on here. Connie's usually on here. There's a couple of them that if they're on here, that means I didn't work them hard enough because they're not tired.
Yes. All right. So if you have projects from classes that you have finished, the link to submit those for us was on the screen. There it is. Submit your finished projects. So we would like to see that, and we would like to share your projects so that all your friends and all of our friends around the country can see what you finished. We love that. Yes.
People watch us from all over.
Yeah, it is from all over. Yes. So Robin's excited. Me too.
Does anybody have any more questions for us? Or for Jillian behind the scenes?
Yeah, so who's the guest next week? Or don't we remember? We had to fiddle around the schedule quite a bit. I will not be here next week because my granddaughter is graduating from high school, and she lives in Northern Virginia, and her high school is actually doing an in-person graduation at a large concert facility in this area. So it starts at 4, which I know that means we're, have to leave a couple hours ahead of time. Probably take us 40 minutes to get there anyway, and then you have to be there in person and show your ticket, because tickets are numbered. But I'm so pleased that she will actually have a graduation experience.
Good, excellent.
Yeah, so she'll be off to Virginia Tech in the fall, joining her brother there. So, which is
yes, I am coming out to row.
Yes, she is.
Yay. And Shirley, can you please post that in some kind of link?
Post what?
Okay. There you go. Love my class, Linda. That means we're going to see your quilt next week.
Yeah, Denise is she gets things done.
Yeah, so we'll see your stuff next week, and Connie too.
Right.
So
anyway, I think that about wraps up this week.
Yeah.
So we will. Well, I won't, but the rest of them will see you in a week.
Yeah. Everybody have a great week.
Ta-ta.
Get your shots.
Yes.
Mask. Keep wearing those masks. Get your shots.
Right. All right. Bye.